Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another official episode of the Mouth the Mic podcast. Hope you're all having a great day. It's officially the summer, and you know what that means. More Mouth the Mic episodes are going to be coming out. We're going to have a bunch of guests this summer. It's just going to be a fire 2 months in general. Can't wait to get all this news out to you. We're going to have guests talk about their different experiences in the sports industry. Like different fan experiences, maybe even if they worked in the sports industry. So it's going to be a really crazy, amazing summer. I hope to get you guys out the best episodes I possibly can. And let's get started. Start with the NBA. Celtics win the NBA Finals. I definitely saw that coming. You know, didn't think it would be that easy for them, especially with Kristaps Porzingis being having a lingering injury. My bad. So it's really interesting, like Boston now leads the NBA with 18 chips. Dallas, I thought, really was a good team. They stalled out shooting wise at the end. It was a team. I think it was a tired team. They played a lot of games. You saw, Boston only lost 3 games their entire chip run. So I think it was Boston from the beginning. The second they got Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday, they were going to be the favorites. Best record in the NBA. They take out Mavs in 5, and Jaylen Brown wins MVP. Really like to see it. I mean, me personally, I don't like Boston. I'm a Knicks fan. I hate Boston, but I do like the way Jaylen Brown plays, and I really like Drew Holiday as well. So to see them get a chip, Jaylen Brown is first, Al Horford as well, to get his first chip in 17 years, I think it's special. So with every terrible thing like Boston, there is good things that come with it. Other things in the NBA, free agency has begun. A new rule this year that teams will be able to negotiate with their own free agents as soon as the NBA season is over, and with obviously Boston taking out the Mavs, free agency has begun. Pascal Siakam grabs a big deal with Indiana, 4 years, I believe 189 million. That's a max. So a huge deal for their trade piece that they grabbed in January midseason. I mean, he was excellent for them. He really did a lot for them in the playoffs, specifically in that first round versus Milwaukee. I really like that deal. Obviously it is a lot of money for a guy who's entering his late 20s, obviously getting into his 30s. But I still think it's a great deal for them. Great deal for Siakam to be able to leave Toronto and then go to the go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Love to see it there, and I feel like it sets the benchmark for a guy like Julius Randle. Both play the 4. Julius Randle's due for an extension this year. He previously took a discount in his last deal. I feel like this year Julius Randle could either make a lot of money or get traded. And as a Knicks fan, I don't really know what to think because as watching Julius Randle in the regular season, we know what kind of player he is. He's been special. I mean, 25 and 10 every game is really what we've seen from him. But in the playoffs, he hasn't really proven anything. And this year, obviously, he had his chance, but with the injured shoulder ending his season, he wasn't able to. So I don't know. I mean, I would love to have him back, but for a lot of money, I don't know if it's worth it. And I feel like we could get a good amount of pieces in a trade. So I guess we'll have to see. Another guy in the Knicks, OG Anunoby, currently unhappy with the Knicks' current offer. Um, don't really know what he expects. I mean, he was great, not gonna lie. OG Anunoby was excellent all season long in the 23 games that he played. He dealt with a lot of injuries. I mean, it's something that we've seen a lot from him, injuries from start to finish. Um, Pulled his hamstring in the playoffs. I mean, he finally came back and was able to stay strong in those playoffs and then gets injured. Terrible. But I mean, I feel like he's worth a good 30 to 40 million a year. Anything more than that, I just don't think is reasonable considering his injury history. Like even with Toronto, he really didn't play that many games due to injuries. And with the Knicks, it stayed the same. So I think New York needs to take this lightly because OG OG is not worth over 40 million a year if he's not going to be able to stay on the court. I mean, even 35 a year is a little bit of an overpay considering his recent injury history. I would love to have him back. Obviously, I would love this next team to run it back, add a couple pieces. But to be honest with you, I just don't know how it's going to work out if he's going to want more than that 40 million. A guy who really has dealt with injuries all season long, all career long. And, Knicks are going to have to make a decision. He's going to have to too. So NBA draft is coming up. It's in officially next week, I think. No, in 6 days. Uh, round one is June 26th. Round two, June 27th. First time I think they do a 2-day draft. Definitely going to have pre and post coverage on that. Make my predictions as to who gets picked number one by Atlanta, what the Knicks might do with their back-to-back picks, see if there's any trades in the mix, and then obviously I'll give you guys a post, recapping the draft, who I think will be a bust, and who I think got really good sneaker picks, diamond in the rough. But that's definitely going to be something we're going to be talking about. A lot of things coming up with the NBA. Free agency starts July 1st, I think, or end of June into July. That's free agency. A lot of big free agents this summer. You have the biggest one, LeBron James. What is he gonna do? I believe James Harden's a free agent. Obviously you have the Knicks with Anunoby and Hartenstein. A lot of guys, a lot of big guys who are free agents. You're gonna see if they're gonna stay with their teams or not. Trades could happen. Obviously, it's the NBA offseason. You love to see it. So I think this is going to be a really good summer for the NBA as well as the MLB. I've really liked, watching the MLB lately. It hasn't been as great as in past years. A lot of pitcher injuries due to this pitch clock, the shortened clock. But I really like the productivity that the MLB has gotten this year, specifically out of some of those teams. I like to stay in New York. Yankees have been hot. Aaron Judge got hit by a pitch recently, injured. We're going to see what's happening with that. They also dealt with a Juan Soto injury a week or two ago. He came back, thankfully. And Jarrett Cole makes his return. Started on Wednesday, I believe it was yesterday. He pitched on Wednesday. So love to see Jarrett Cole, the former Cy Young winner. Love to see it. And on the other side of New York, the Mets, who've really struggled the past 2 years, came out this season struggling heavily. And then ever since the Grimace threw out that first pitch, they've been on a hot streak, winning seven of their last 8. So Mets, if they're able to get something going, may get a good deadline, you could see them sneak in one of those wild card spots in the playoffs. MLB baseball during the summer is really amazing. You love to watch all these guys as the weather goes up. You see more homers. You see a lot more high scoring games. So I think the MLB is going to be something to watch this summer, specifically with all these tight races like the wild card, and then you got the top of the NL with the Phillies and the Dodgers. So I think this is going to be really something interesting to watch. To end off this episode, we'll finish with the NFL. It's been really slow lately, obviously in that middle part of the off season where players really nothing's really happening. Training camp is going to start in a couple of weeks. That's exciting, then it rolls in the preseason, and then you're already back in the regular season with another NFL season. So nothing's really happened as of recent on the 49ers. I saw Brandon Aiyuk. Y'all can watch this right now. I mean, he says, talking to, I think it's Jaden Daniels on the Commanders, used to be his old quarterback in college, says something about the Niners not wanting him back. I mean, that's a little bit speculative, I think. He never really says the Niners, but I think it is interesting that he would say something like that with the context of what's going on with his recent contract issues. So y'all can watch that now.
Bro, look in the cam, bro. Flip the cam.
He got me vlogging this shit.
Bro, what?
What happened, bro?
They said they don't want me back.
Real shit?
I swear.
Yeah, pretty crazy to see what Aiyuk said there, and obviously don't want to be speculative about anything, but sounds like things are not going well between him and San Francisco, and maybe we see a trade in the mix there. Personally, as a Niners fan, it's something I don't want to see, but definitely could be something that happens. Well, that's going to be the end of this episode on the Now with the Mike podcast. Thank you guys for watching again. Hope you all enjoyed this episode, and we'll see y'all sometime soon next week with a guest. Can't wait to have that person on. It's a secret. Wait till y'all see. I'll see y'all next week. Have a great start to your summer. And this is Matt with the mic. Peace.